Sometimes the smallest change in what you eat can make your joints feel just a little easier to move. Many older adults notice this during everyday moments, like standing up from a favorite recliner or walking across the kitchen first thing in the morning. One thing that often surprises people is how much the body relies on steady, gentle nourishment to keep the joints cushioned. And among the nutrients that help with this, collagen plays a quiet but meaningful role. What makes it special is not just that the body uses it for cartilage and connective tissue, but that certain foods provide building blocks that your body can turn into support wherever it's needed. Today, we'll explore some simple, everyday foods that many seniors already enjoy and how they may lend a bit more comfort to your knees, hips, and hands. As always, everyone's body is different, so talk with your doctor if you're making big changes to your diet. Before we move into specific foods, there's an important detail here. Your body naturally produces collagen, but that process slows down with age. Many people first notice it around their early 60s, sometimes earlier, when their morning movements begin to feel stiffer or the skin on their arms becomes thinner. This isn't a problem that needs fear or worry. It's simply a natural shift. Eating foods that help your body build or use collagen can make a gentle difference over time, especially when they fit comfortably into your routine. And unlike supplements, foods give you a wide range of nutrients that your body can use in many helpful ways. Another part of this story often gets overlooked, and it's something seniors understand well. Digestion changes with age. Foods that once felt fine may now feel heavy. Other foods may be easier on the stomach. When thinking about collagen-rich eating, comfort matters just as much as nutrition. A food that supports your joints but leaves your stomach unsettled won't help you in the long run. And that's why the first food we'll look at may surprise you, even though it's something many people already have in their fridge most weeks of the year. Let's start with a simple breakfast item: plain egg whites. Many people think of egg whites only as a source of lean protein, but they also offer two important amino acids that your body uses to make collagen. These amino acids act like small building blocks your body can place where the joints need a little more strength or comfort. If you've ever noticed your knees feeling stiff after sitting through a long movie or church service, you felt the kind of situation where these building blocks can matter. The nice thing about egg whites is how gentle they are on digestion. Someone who eats them scrambled at 7 in the morning will usually feel light and comfortable well into the afternoon. And because egg whites are easy to chew and quick to prepare, just a few minutes in a non-stick pan, they fit well into the slower, calmer routines many seniors prefer. Of course, not everyone needs to eat them daily, and checking with your doctor is always helpful if you are watching cholesterol or protein intake. But for many older adults, egg whites provide simple support your body can put to good use. But there's something else worth knowing before we move on. Collagen in food doesn't work like patching a tire. It's more like giving your body the materials it needs to refresh tissues over time. This means the small choices you make at breakfast or dinner work quietly in the background, day after day. When you look at collagen this way, even foods that seem modest begin to matter more. And that brings us to a food that many people enjoy without realizing how valuable part of it can be. Fish with the skin on is one of the gentler ways to bring natural collagen into your meals. Many seniors notice that fish is easier to digest than red meat, especially at dinner, when heavy meals can interrupt sleep or cause bloating. The skin of the fish, when cooked, softens enough for most people to chew comfortably, and it carries small amounts of collagen along with nutrients like omega-3 fats. If you've ever stepped out of bed and felt your ankles stiffen before loosening up, the soothing effect of omega-3s may help ease some of that morning tightness. And unlike foods that take hours to prepare, a piece of baked salmon with the skin on can be ready in under 20 minutes. When people think of nourishing the joints, they often forget about circulation, yet better blood flow makes movement feel smoother throughout the day. Fish supports this naturally. It doesn't need heavy seasoning or complicated steps. Just a simple sprinkle of pepper or a squeeze of lemon can make a satisfying meal that supports comfort in more ways than one. Before we move to the next idea, picture a common scene many seniors experience. You come home from grocery shopping, carrying 2 or 3 bags, and your knees feel the strain of a few extra steps. That small moment reminds you that the muscles around your joints play just as important a role as the joints themselves. And that brings us to another food that supports both the joints and the muscles in a steady, reliable way. Beef, especially cuts that soften during slow cooking, provides collagen that becomes easier for the body to use once it has simmered for a while. A slow-cooked beef stew on a Sunday afternoon is not only comforting, but also gives your body a mix of protein, minerals, and softened connective tissue that can help you feel steadier. Many seniors notice that when they keep their leg and hip muscles strong, they feel more balanced when stepping off a curb or climbing the stairs to a porch. The protein in beef supports this strength in a way that works naturally with your body's rhythm. What makes beef helpful is not eating large portions, but eating it in a way that gives your digestion time to break it down comfortably. A tender stew cooked with carrots and onions can be easier to handle than a heavy steak. When the weather cools and you spend more evenings indoors, setting up a slow cooker in the morning and letting it work through the day can give you a warm, easy dinner that helps support your joints without feeling overwhelming. There's another food that many seniors enjoy several times a month, and it offers one of the softest forms of natural collagen. Chicken cooked with the skin on, particularly thighs or drumsticks, gives your body support in a gentle, predictable way. The skin softens as it cooks, making it simple to chew, and the connective tissues around the meat release small amounts of collagen into the dish. If you've ever noticed that your knees feel more stable after walking a few loops around the block or your garden, that's partly because your leg muscles and connective tissues are being used regularly. Chicken supports both these areas while being easier to digest than heavier meats. Some people remove the skin after cooking if they are watching their fat intake, and that still offers benefits because the collagen has already moved into the broth or juices during cooking. A warm bowl of chicken soup on a cool evening can feel soothing to both the body and the spirit, especially when your joints have carried you through a busy day of errands or household tasks. Another part of this picture that deserves attention is hydration. Many seniors notice that when they drink a little more water during the day, their joints feel less tight in the evening. Foods that naturally help the body hold moisture often support joint comfort as well. That brings us to a food that blends both moisture and collagen into one simple, nourishing choice. Bone broth has been a steady companion in many households for generations. When bones and connective tissues simmer for several hours, the broth fills with softened collagen in the form of gelatin. Seniors often appreciate that bone broth is light on the stomach, especially for those who experience slower digestion after age 60. A warm cup in the afternoon can feel soothing, the same way a gentle stretch helps loosen the body after sitting for too long. Many people enjoy using bone broth as a base for soups, which can be comforting after a busy morning of appointments or chores. And because bone broth is simple to sip, it works well on days when appetite is low but nourishment is still important. As always, your doctor can guide you if you need to watch sodium levels, but homemade versions allow you to control the seasoning to your liking. Before we finish, there's one last idea worth mentioning. Eating for joint comfort is not about finding a single perfect food. It's about creating small habits that support the body in many quiet ways. A few servings of fish spread throughout the week, a bowl of stew on a cool evening, or a morning scramble with egg whites. Each of these choices adds something useful to your body's natural rebuilding process. You may not notice the change overnight, but many seniors say they start to feel a little more ease when standing up or walking longer distances after a few steady weeks. And that steady progress is what matters most. If you've been dealing with stiffness, gentle dietary changes may help you feel more at ease in your daily movements. But remember, every body works differently. Some people respond quickly to changes in diet, while others need more time. It's always wise to talk with your doctor, especially if you have specific health concerns or take medications that affect digestion or circulation. What matters most is creating a routine that supports you, feels comfortable, and fits into the way you already live. As we wrap up, think about your own meals from the past week. Which of these foods appears most often? Which one feels easiest to add to your everyday routine without causing stress or extra preparation? Your joints have carried you through many years of activity, and with gentle nourishment, they can continue to support you well in the years ahead. I'd love to hear how you plan to use these ideas in your own kitchen.